Good morning, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader at 7:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021. This is not financial advice, and the video is intended for educational purposes only. I have a Twitter link below in the description. Click on that. You'll see all the tweets I do. Tweeted a lot today. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell if you want to be notified when these videos come out. So allocation, I'm at 43.7. Let's not worry about Anthony Wall Street Trader's allocation. Let's just take a look at the market, because I'm sure we have some folks that were very emotional today. I was emotional today too, and I didn't do a damn thing. And I'll tell you why. Number one, trading on emotions is never a good idea. And I've said this 100 times. Number two, today was one of those days where you can't really pick a bottom. You can't really know when it's going to turn around. You just have to let it play out and see what's going on. But if you have a long-term view, then the day-to-day aberrations like today really don't matter, right? So you have to take that step back and realize if you have the holding period, meaning if you have a long-term hold on a particular investment, then, and you know that it's going to hit your goal at some point, and maybe it might not be perfectly squarely in the bullseye, but you know, if you have a long-term fundamental view of what it is that you're invested in that you feel will go up through time, then you hold on to it. That's just simple investing, especially if you're a long-term investor like myself. Here we are right now. We're at 2145. Bitcoin took a hit, so what happens next? Well, a lot of people got scared in the altcoin market and jumped ship today. And it's evident here. Nucypher Bitcoin pair down 8%, Bitcoin up. It's very, very clear to me that, and it takes a little longer, like there's more retail folks in the altcoin market, so they get shooken up a lot more than, say, the institutional investors in the Bitcoin market. That's why Bitcoin will typically rebound, and it takes a little bit of time for the retail or altcoin market to start to drip back in. They've gotten all these scars, and they're a little worried. They're all rattled, but that's what happens when you have paper hands. You kind of really want to think about the trade on a longer term basis. So I'm not worried one bit about today's drop. I know it is scary for some people, but if you're in this for the long game, you should have no concerns. So here's my take. Nucypher Bitcoin pair at 666 right now. It is the sign of the beast. However, let's just take a look. The last time Bitcoin went down, we were 10% lower on the Nucypher Bitcoin pair back in May 23rd compared to today. And I think this is testament to the fact that, the diamond hands in the Nucypher trade are at a higher level than the paper hands. So the paper hands back here, we shook out a lot more paper hands in the first wave of the big downturn in Bitcoin. So lots and lots of people selling. We were down to about 595 on the Nucypher Bitcoin pair. Well, this time, Bitcoin actually dropped a little more than that, more than the last time in May 23rd, but we're at 656. So we have relatively stronger we have a relatively stronger Nucypher this time around in terms of the sell-off. So anyway, just something important to know. Bitcoin US dollar, somehow down here, we were down to 28 and change, and then bounced all the way back up to 32.2. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, I think Bitcoin is just going to go through these gyrations, and that's all right. Look, here's the deal. Crypto Strategist says Bitcoin pullback is shaking out investors who have paper hands. Those paper hands are more so in the altcoin market for sure than in Bitcoin itself. So I think you're going to see a lot more volatility in the altcoin market, but we already knew this anyway. Let's look on to further news here. China kicking out more than half the world's Bitcoin miners. That's perfectly fine. Texas, go to town. Maryland, go to town. Kazakhstan, go to town. It's all getting relocated. All these Bitcoin mining rigs, they're either getting relocated, or because the governments like Iran, who aren't getting any kind of vig off of the mining of the Bitcoin rigs that are sitting in their country, they start seizing these things. But believe me, they'll be putting these things to work as quickly as they can and start making money off of them. But when you operate these rigs illegally and you don't tell the country authorities, the country authorities get upset. Why? Because they're not. They should be getting They should be taxing that Bitcoin. They should be taxing these Bitcoin miners, and the Bitcoin miners are trying to stay under the radar. So you're going to see issues like this. So look, the way I look at it is Bitcoin will continue to oscillate here. We need a stable Bitcoin. We all know that. We'll get there. But right now we're at 665. I'm going to be tracking this all day tomorrow, and I will be tweeting out where we're at with Nucypher Bitcoin pair. I'm still very bullish on this thing. We've been here before, and where did we go? Up. Every single time we get down in this range, we wind up going up. And I suspect that this is another buying opportunity, a really good buying opportunity, especially for those that don't have a position in Nucypher. I'll tell you right now, I'd be putting a pretty sizable chunk if I wasn't already fully invested with what I want to have into it at this point. So anyway, if you don't have anything on Nucypher, and you wanted to get involved, I would say this is a good point in time to get involved to some degree. But as I always say, layer into the trade. Anyway, I'm out, but we'll catch up tomorrow.